we've been dealing with the Shema. I want us to understand that when we're talking about the Shema in Christendom, we have heard things such as loving God with all your heart, then loving your neighbor as yourself. But to be honest with, we didn't know what we was talking about. Because now we're finding out that when we're talking about the Shema, we understand that what goes into the Shema, what the Shema entails is very important. And so we talked about last week, we talked about the word Shema, which means to obey or have the attitude to pay attention to what is being said. And we found out that the Shema was not given to the Hamites or the Gentiles or any other nation. We need to understand that. I'm going to go a different route today so that we can understand the responsibility that we have as Yisrael. I did a teaching this Thursday. Go back, Women's Rose, that she in here, go back and listen to that teaching. It was called Are We All Equal? Oh, yeah, I see you over there. She in the daycare over there. Okay, she's in the daycare. We talked about are all nations and people equal? That was a powerful teaching right there. And I want to touch a little bit on that because it's going to help us to understand the Shema. They was there too. And so we had a powerful teaching. And so who said that we was all equal? Now we need to understand this here. Don't let our country tells us that we say, well, we are all equal in God's eye. Well, let's let the scripture speak for itself. You see, because that sounds politically correct, but what does the word says? And that's what we're going to look at, because Israel, you're going to see, was chosen for a particular reason. Now, let me bring your attention to Bereshit chapter 10. Bereshit chapter 10. Just in case, who all heard the teaching on Thursday night so I can know who I'm talking about? You was there. I know you was there. Sister Karen, she was in and out while she was eating, and mom was there. So this will be new then. So I'm not just talking to the choir today, but understanding this here just really enlightened me. It's like my eyes are being opened even more. You see, because your walk should be becoming clearer, brighter, and brighter. Because while your mind is being illuminated, okay, you shouldn't have the same light bulb you had last year. It should be increasing. And so now, when we look at Bereshit chapter 10, very interesting, because you know Genesis chapter 10 deals with the nations. Now, I talked about this, Pastor Jay and Brother Marcel should be on their way, Mike, that I used to believe or used to think that Japhet, because we have the three sons of Noah, I used to think that Japhet was the Caucasian because of the word Gentiles. Now listen to this, watch it, it's very important. Because the text tells us here in chapter 10 and verse 2, it talks about the sons of Japhet, right? We see that. And then when we jump down to verse 5, it say, now by these was the isle or the land of what? The Gentiles divided into their land, everyone after his tongue, after their family, in their what? Nation. The same word. King James messing with us. It's the same word. So now by us reading this word, we only see the word Gentile mentioned with Japhet. And so in Japhet, where we get the Caucasian, the Russians, Spain and all them, we assume that the Gentiles are the white people. But that's not biblically correct. So I corrected that on Thursday night, because I don't want to be like the Pharisees that I do error, not knowing the scripture. So I said, oh no, I got to correct that. Now, Japhet is the Caucasian. But I can't take the word Gentile and say all Gentiles are Caucasian. I'm going to show you that. Watch this here. We have in verse 6, we have the generation of Ham, right? So now they give Ham his generation. And we know that Ham is the father of the dark race. Am I right? We know that, right? So now, when we look at verse 20, after it gives a long generation of Ham, it said, now these are the sons of Ham after their family, after their tongues, in their country, and in their what? Nation. The same word, Gentile. So now we know that the word Gentile cannot apply to white people only. Why? Because, watch this, it's very important. Because the word Gentile means nation and people. It's very important that the scripture is trying to lay something down to us, that it represents nation and people. So now, let's look at this verse here, verse 21. And to Shem also the father of all the children of Eber, or Ebu, or Hebrew. So he began to name all their sons, right? Mm-hmm. Then we jump over to verse 31. Now these are the sons of Shem, after their family, after their tongue, and their land, after their nation. You see? Now, what Yah is trying to show us that these are nations. He's not basing people based on their color, but on their nation as a people. This is very important, because out of these people, that Yah is going to form a nation to represent him. Very important we understand this here. So when we look at Genesis chapter 12, we know the story here in Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Look at what it says. And Jehovah has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country land, and from thy kindred, and from thy father house, into a land that I will show thee. So notice that he chose Abraham for a purpose. Watch this here. And I will make of thee a great nation. See, now he's going to take Abraham, and from Abraham come Isaac and Jacob, and going to form a nation. And so these nations is going to be a people that represent the Most High. Very important. Watch this here, but it's so much here. So because we understand this here, I don't have to do a lot, okay? Because you understand that it's through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the children of Israel. So that's the nation that the Most High chose to represent him. I want you to keep that in mind. A nation, people. Watch this here. So this nation, let's go to Exodus chapter 19. So we know the story. This nation, which is the Shemites, goes into Egypt, or Ephraim, or Mizraim on the continent of Africa. They go into slavery, right? So now Yah, what Yah does, he says here that Yah wants us to know. Now he delivered these people, and so he tells Moses in this verse here, I want you to see this here, verse 4, speaking to the children of Israel, that he brought out of Egypt, out of the continent of Africa, out of slavery. You have seen, verse 4, you have seen what I did unto the Egyptians. That is a nation. Am I right? Egypt is a nation. To that nation, okay? And how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you into myself. Watch this here, verse 5. Now, therefore, if you will what? Shema. See that? Now, Israel, they've been delivered. They've been chosen, okay? They've been chosen. Yah chose that seed. Go back all the way from Abel to Noah to Seth. He chose that seed. Okay? Why? Because Genesis 3:15 says that Yah is going to bring a Mushiach, a deliverer. So it had to come through some a nation. He had to come through some people. And remember, the enemy is there when Yah making that proclamation. And so once Yah, why? Because he didn't know which people. He didn't know. But then once he discovered who the people was, then that's where the persecution came. Now watch this here. Now, therefore, if you will obey who voice? My voice. Why? Because there's many voices out there. That's why Yeshua said, my sheep. Oh, that's very important. Obey my voice, not your pastor. If the voice of Yah says something contrary to what I'm saying, go with the book. Amen. Go with the book. Don't go with me because I'm your son, your brother, your sister, even your color. Don't go with me. Go with the book. Indeed, and guard my ordinance, okay, covenant, then you shall be, watch this, a peculiar treasure unto me. What that verse say? Unto me, above what? Above what? All people. Huh? Israel, the nation of Israel, is above all people in the Bible. Yah has chose a people to be above all the people. We're going to see some things here, but we have to understand we're above for a reason, but now we down because why? We disobeyed. Right. I want us to catch this here. That's why people don't understand. If I'm going to say, you all right, my son? Amen. I'm going to let you rest there. I'm going to let you rest. He said that we're above all people, for all the earth is Yah. So now he set Israel above all people. Oh, I'm going somewhere with this here. It's going to be good. Because you need to understand you're not like everybody. We're not like the nations. So once you understand that, what I teach today, you're going to see that stop trying to be like the other nation. You've been chosen to be a different nation. So he said that you above all the people, for all the earth is mine. Remember, he is the potter. He can choose one vessel for honor and another for dishonor. Right. The clay can't say to the potter, why you made me like this? Right. He says, verse 6, and you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. What does a priest do? A priest intercedes. He ministered unto the people for Yah, or the other way around. So Israel, Israel was to be a mediator. Did you hear what I'm saying? Israel was to be a mediator. So if I'm a Hamite and I want to have a relationship with the God of Israel, I can't bypass Israel. Huh? I can't bypass him. I can't bypass it. So Israel is going to be the vehicle that God's going to manifest his glory. And once we understand that, we can't be like the other nation because we diminish his glory. This is a big responsibility here. A kingdom of priests. A kadosh. What is it? A kadosh nation. It can be turned into a kadosh people. You're set apart. See, Israel is set apart for a reason. Once you pick up this book, there's one nation in this book that y'all represent. Israel is a people. We're trying to make everybody. This book ain't for everybody. This book was not written to the nations. It was written to Israel to remind us that we are a holy nation, a holy people, a peculiar people. He said, now these are the words which thou shalt speak unto the Jews, unto the Africans, it tells Israel. Don't get it twisted. That's why I say Israel should hear, O Israel. It didn't say hear, O Japheth, hear, O Ham. Thank you. Hear, O America. But I'm trying to get us to understand. Watch this here. Let's go to Devarim. You got to learn your book. It's your book too. Devarim, the book of Deuteronomy. Devarim is the Hebrew. Read something? You good? I'm on fire. I ain't messing with you today. I'm on fire today. Don't let the sweat bother you. Amen. I'm on fire today. Now watch this here. Chapter 14. I want us to know who we are today. I want listen, I don't care what the Bible schools have said. I don't care what our pastor said back in the day. I'm talking about right now. Let the word testify who we are. So we see these nations that was formed. Oh, he ain't get a chance. I might give him the last lap, but I'm running right now. And so we know, listen, Genesis there for a purpose. We can see before we leave Genesis, we know the nation that he chose. We know the people that he chose to represent. Am I right? Right. So if a person is going to join themselves to Israel, you got to obey the same instruction that we. I don't care what color you are. You come into this camp, you obey everything in the book. That's why the scriptures tell us that, listen, if a stranger want to join us, they can join us, right? But they got to obey. Why? Because there's one Torah for the homeborn and the stranger. That's plain and simple right there. We got to start back reading this book for ourselves. Amen. Yeah. And let the word say, it says what it says. Watch this here. Deuteronomy chapter 14. Now we know that at this point right now, Moses is speaking to that other generation. Moses is the last one that's holding us back from going to the promised land. Huh? Everybody else died. So Moses is speaking to that next generation. See, our grandmothers and our parents, they don't know what we know today. So that means too much is given, much required. Man, it's like a person being given an inheritance, but because he don't have no finance, no money skills, what's going to happen to that money, y'all? So y'all can give us all this wisdom, all this insight, but if we ain't got no Torah skills, ain't gonna build up. But build our ego. Watch this here. Listen what Moses say. You are children of who? Jehovah. You are children of Jehovah. Your Elohim. You shall not cut yourself nor make any boldness between your eyes for the dead. Okay? But I want you to see that we are children of Jehovah. Now what does the verse here say? For thou art a kadosh people unto Jehovah, thy Elohim, and Jehovah has what? Chosen. See? Did not Yeshua say, you didn't choose me, but I chose you. I have chosen you. These to be a peculiar. If you look at this word here, I don't know who have a strong, this word means like a valuable treasure. Something that's valuable. Let's look at the word for a moment. It is peculiar. That's English, but in Hebrew, somebody give me the word, because I don't have to look it up. It means something that's valuable. Something that's precious. What it means? Treasure. What else? Property. Possession. See, out of all the people, well, see, that's jewel. So when you have something that's valuable, don't you protect it? So when y'all say you're precious, he said, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to fight for you. Religion in America has messed us up because we posted book from a religion mindset and not a covenant. So he said that thou art peculiar people unto me, unto himself, above what? All that. There go again. I didn't write that. All the nation. So once again, is all nation equal? No. The nations represent a people. So Israel is above all the people for a particular reason. You have to understand that. Let's go to chapter 7 of the same book. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Watch this here. We have to understand this here. We are not called to be like the nation. Didn't that get us in trouble choosing a king? Yes. We have always, even from our birth, being birthed as a nation, always want to be like other people. Always want to worship like other people. Always want to sing like, why we just can't be content for who we are? Amen. Amen. Even today, we think that we have to move in other people's neighborhood. We think that we have to go buy from other people. If we buy from you, I don't know if it's going to be a good product. If I buy food from you, I don't know. Listen, we've been a chicken. But we buy from everybody else, but not ourselves. You know why? Because that's part of the curse. Huh? That's part of the wicked. curse. He said that Jeremy said, one of my greatest tools is distrust. Yes, yeah. Distrust. Y'all think we made up that stuff ourselves. That was passed down like cancer. And we're talking about a spiritual cancer. So if we never knew where that stuff came from. But if we know where it came from now, then we should be operating, getting that stuff out. Listen to what he says here. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou, now remember he talking to Israel, for thou art kadosh, people unto Jehovah, thy Elohim, you are set apart. Jehovah thy Elohim has chosen thee to be. How many times we got to tell us how special? How special we are? Huh? We're looking for society to pat us on the back. We're looking for society to lift us up. We're looking for society to tell us how good we're doing. Y'all say, I'm telling you, you're special. And my words don't turn to me void. I'm not making up because there's no God in me. I'm telling you, you're special. Y'all ain't never did us wrong. We did him wrong. Yeah. He said to Jeremiah, he said, what iniquity did your fathers find in me? What iniquity? What iniquity that you found in me that you go out to bail? And so don't tell me that the sins of the father would not come unto the children. We are eyewitnesses of that even today. Yeah. Feel like I'm speaking to 1,000 people. Amen. A special people unto him. We might not never be special to anybody in the world. But y'all say you special unto me. We got to understand that. This is what the book says. I pray that the words resonated to our spirit, Marcel. You hear me? This is who we are. And this book is to govern all our affairs. That's why I was proud at the wedding when we had a little bump in the road. We squashed that. Did we halt and study? Did we squash that? Did we deal with that? Because why? The Torah tells us to deal with it. No, deal with it. So we are people, special people unto himself above. There you go again. I'm not saying that. He said that. Yeah. Now, when I'm talking about Israel, I'm talking about Israel, those who are connected to Israel. Yeah. Right. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Boy, that ought to just get you the shot right there. Yeah. Now, the question would be, what people would you want to join? The Hamites or the Shemites or the Japhites? This ain't even in my, but it just popped up in my mind. Go to Luke for a moment. Luke chapter 1. Watch this here. What'd you say, Mike? Watch what this verse here says. Now, this is at the birth of Yeshua. Luke, I'm going to get down to Luke chapter 1, and we're going to pick it up at verse 30. This is at the birth of Yeshua HaMashiach. And Gabriel coming to the mother of Yeshua, Miriam, who we call Mary, and the angels talking to her, he said, and the angel said unto her, fear not, verse 30, Miriam, for thou hast found favor with Elohim, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a being, a son, and shall call his name Yeshua. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest. And Adonai, Jehovah Elohim, shall give it to him the throne of his father David. Now watch this verse here. And he shall reign over the house of Jacob for how long? Forever. Huh? And his kingdom there shall be no end. This is the prophecy of future. So notice that he's not going to reign over any other house. Huh? Y'all making this clear. If you want to be a part of my family, you got to join this house. You got to join this congregation. Very important. Y'all been making this stuff plain before us. Very plain. That's what Genesis is dealing with. Watch this here. Watch this here. Let's go back to this is good here. Let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 4. Watch this here. I'm gonna help y'all, Karen. I ain't gonna mess up your notes. Watch this here. I'm talking to Israel. Above all people. Y'all say it made us above all people. We should leave here just our chest just feeling good today because Yah has said that he has set Israel. Yes. Okay, what color you are? He has said Israel. Watch what Moshe says to Israel. I want to pick it up in verse 5. Behold, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as Jehovah my Elohim commanded me, that you should do so in the land where you go to possess it. Notice that possessing the land has to do with obedience. They didn't possess the land by faith. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your what? So when somebody trying to take away the Torah, what they trying to take away? Huh? That's why we so dumb now. Religion. What you mean? Well, we try to serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob with Christmas trees. That dumb. We try to serve the God of creation with Easter bunnies. We don't know him. We know him from a religious perspective, but we don't know the one from the book who has already laid down these guidelines for us. So keep that therefore and do them, for this is your kokma and your binah in the sight of what? Talk to me. In the sight of what? You hear me? Israel was to keep this stuff in the sight of the nations, that they will come to a conclusion that says, oh God, who is God? I'm going to show you a verse in a minute. It's going to happen. We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great people, this great nation is a what? But they say we dumb for keeping the Torah. They say we dumb for keeping the Torah. Think about that. Y'all say we're wise. Y'all say that we are great. But religion say we're dumb. Oh, y'all trying to keep the Torah, trying to keep all these rules. They don't know. Watch this. What's it? He's going to start bragging on us. For what people? For what nation? Now remember, nation and people can be synonymous. Okay. So for what people? What nation is there so great? Who has Elohim so nigh to them? And Jehovah Elohim is in all things that called upon him. That's what Moses saying. Well, y'all don't know how special you are. What nation is so great, verse 8, that has statutes and judgment, so Zadik, as this Torah, which I set before you this day. That's what Moses said. Everything else was made up by man, but this comes from the divine mouth of God. So when Yeshua says in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 4, and he quoted in Matthew 4 and Luke 4, he said, man does not live by bread, Lashon alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Jehovah. Yeshua understood this here. Verse 9 says, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligent, lest thou forget the word, the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons. That's how we pass it on. Now, watch this. Listen, sidebar. If you know that the command was to teach our sons and sons, because that's how things are passed on. It was passed down with the mouth. So if I know that as the enemy, then once I'll persecute you and we go into captivity, I got to take your sons away from you. So that I can teach them. I hang images before them. See, that's what happened. Why man slept. He's more crafted. The scripture tells us he's more crafted than all the wild beasts that Jehovah had made. Now watch this here. I want to look at another one. Let's go. I want to ask this question. So, if we're so great and we're above all the people, Israel, then why are we in the state that we're in now? Oh, let's go to the text. Everything that we need, every question that can pop in our mind about why we in the state we're in, oh, it's in the book. Let's go to Daniel chapter 9. Daniel chapter 9. Daniel is in exile. Am I right? He's in exile. Watch what Daniel said. Daniel chapter 9. Are you there? Let's look at verse 2. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood. Now remember, they're in exile. This is the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom already gone to the Syria 722. This is going to be gone in 586. Okay? So in the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by the books, the number of the years. What years you talking about, Daniel? Well, the words of Jehovah came to Jeremiah by the prophet that he would accomplish how many years? 70 years in desolation of Jerusalem. So what did Daniel find out this? So that tells me that the book of Jeremiah must have been already. Am I right? Because he found it. Notice that he didn't find it on CNN or in the Babylonian newspaper. See, we got to go back to the book. Because it is written in the book who are the people of Israel and who not. Just that simple. Now watch this here. So when Daniel realized these things, that he didn't have a revival, he didn't start shouting, he didn't do like the bell, get up the wagon and let's get out of here. No, he didn't do none of that. If we're going to understand there is a restoration taking place right before our eyes, our job as a nation, as a people, is not trying to convince anybody else. Because all we got to do is just be light. I'm telling you, all we got to do is just be light. We do it. We be sincere and not wishy-washy. And those who have ears, those who have heart, they allow the Holy Spirit to work in them. But this is what Daniel did. He said, I set my face unto Adonai. This is the word. Adonai, the master. Adonai, Elohim, to do what? Daniel, to seek by what? By prayer and supplication with fasting, and sackcloth. And I'm thinking like, man, we got Passover coming up. We need to start fasting. We need to pick a date. That we know that all the house of Israel is fasting. We saw it too many times. The book of Esther, when hell was about to break out, they say, let's fast. Daniel, Nehemiah fast. So Israel has always been fasting. Now I'm just going to make it clear up front. We're not fasting on Shabbat. Shabbat is a rejoiceful day. It's a rejoiceful day. We got 6 days a week. We ain't going to be here moaning at each other. Be like the cartoon. I see that chicken on top of your head. We rejoice on this Shabbat. But we need to understand that one thing about fasting, we're not fasting to manipulate y'all, but it's a way that y'all said, oh, they said. Because I know that I gave man a desire to eat, and they're fasting. And it shouldn't be, I don't want to pick a day that we're doing different. Let's pick a day that we know. Let's pick, because we know that the stage is set up that we pray in the morning, noon, and the evening. We ought to pick a time that we all coming at the throne. Y'all say, look at my children. They catch it on. And we can do that. Discipline ourselves. pushed away from the table. Why? For Israel. Because we see it happening right before our eyes, right? Yeah. And then so now they're blind, but Yah say, listen, I made y'all kingdoms of priests. I open your eyes so they can see. I had to rebuke myself. When I got the phone with you, I said, oh, yeah, Father. You told me, and I'm supposed to be praying, not telling. Just that easy. I said, okay. I didn't get it that time, but as I was, I missed that. Meaning this here, I ain't got to tell the issue that sometimes that y'all will bring an issue to you about somebody else, and then you know what we'll want to do, want to tell somebody close to us, no, the issue was brought to your attention so that you can pray. Now the issue's already done, but pray for his or her recovery. I missed it that quick, but I caught it. Did we, huh? Did we? All right then. Hallelujah. It's right here. This is like this kingdom walk is like learning on the job. Huh? Can't nobody find me but Yah, because he the only one that called me. That's why you want to make sure that Yah call you. Because if man promotes you to be their leader, if they call you in, a board call you in, the board can get rid of you. And you ain't got to even did nothing. They just don't like what you preaching on. So y'all, sisters, those who y'all is going to use, consider that. If in the future there's some church call you, Pastor Jay and others, and call you, ask them, and then they have a still say, well, now, ask them about that. Who has the power to fire me? Now, I want to know, board, are you calling me, or did God tell you to call me? Let's just make this up straight. Did you pray about this here, or you just heard about me? From man or from God? You have to solve that, because if they say that Yah told them, God say, you the man, then they got to hear from God to fire you. I'm just keeping it real. So Daniel began to fast. And then notice what Daniel began to do, okay? Because I want you to see, if Yah said that we're above all nations, but at this present time we are not, Daniel's going to tell you why. He said, I prayed unto Jehovah my Elohim and made confession. This is what we need to be doing. Confession, and said, O Adonai, the great and dreadful Elohim, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandment. Okay, now let's hold that for a moment. Because Christianity say we don't have to keep his commandment. But what does Yah say to Israel? We keep his commandment and love him. Is that not the same thing that Yeshua said? If you love me, you will keep him. Why is people getting a... See, when you have other nations teaching you, that's what you end up with. So Daniel goes on to speak. This is what it says in verse 6. It says, neither have we hearkened unto, obey, right? Unto thy servant, the prophets, which spoke in thy name. Notice the prophet is speaking in your name. Yeshua say, oh, Jerusalem, thou that killed the prophets, and all those that sent to. So the prophet come in your name, and spoke in thy name to our kings and to our priests and our fathers and to all the people in the land. But we didn't listen. Now, Daniel's going to tell you why we went from being above to below. Look what verse 10 says. Here we go to Shema again. See how all this is connected to Shema? Neither have we Shema, the voice of Jehovah, thy Elohim, to walk in his Torah. This is what Daniel said in Babylon. He realized it. Which he set before us by his servant, the prophet. Yea, all Israel has transgressed. I can hear people in America say, oh, well, I ain't did nothing. See, I didn't see, we got to see ourselves as a nation, as a people. That's why, let me go on record. That's why a National Day prayer doesn't work. Has it worked? Has it worked? Because the wrong people come to him. Amen. Right. Amen. He said, if my people These people that come before him don't see themselves as Israel.
No.
They see themselves as Christianity and other religions, and they just want to throw gumbo together. Think about that. And then soon you talk about obey Yah, they say, oh, we don't do that stuff. Yeah. They have made the golden calf. Golden calf was a form of worship. So when we form congregations that's void of this book, that's the golden calf. We're going to form a religion that fit us. That's why we read in the book of Revelation that Yeshua, what is he doing outside his own congregation, knocking? Because why? He didn't want to come in. He said, if you hear my voice, you come out. That's why y'all up. Y'all heard his voice and you came out. He didn't say, no, you come out. I fellowship with you. All Israel have transgressed. The word transgress here is not abam. This is the word Eber, means to cross over. So they used to walk on this side of it. Now they on this side. So it's not the word transgression as iniquity, abam, kata. It's not that. It's the word to cross over. So they have crossed over from the covenant. Keep that in mind. Watch this. Has transgressed thy Torah even by departing, right? That they may not obey thy voice. Therefore, what happened? Therefore, what? The curse. You see? The curse is thrown upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, thy servant Elohim, has sinned against him. Notice what? Where's the curse at? Deuteronomy chapter 28. Leviticus chapter 26. The curse has come upon us. Why? Because he said, if you do not hearken unto my voice. Let me help some people that maybe just read a few verses of that. Let's go to look at the curse. Devarim. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Just a few verses. For those that ain't familiar with this here. So Daniel said that what? The curse has come upon us. Now, you got the Strongs open? Watch this word here, y'all. What's the Hebrew word for curse? Yeah, what's it? Blow your mouth. Okay. Allah. Yes. Yes. Look how many Israelites turn into Allah. Huh? They say in Islam that Allah means master God. No, Allah is a curse. Look how many in the prison system. Them brothers come out. Yeah. They're down. Allah. Yeah. He said, in the scripture said, the curse has come upon us. We'll turn into Allah. We'll turn into another God. Wow. That's powerful right there. So now we know, watch this here. He tells us in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1 says this here. He began to pronounce the blessing. He said, and it shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligent, and continue unto the voice of Jehovah thy Elohim, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command you this day. What is going to do? That Jehovah thy Elohim will do what? Will set thee what? Talking about. So that means that listen, he said, listen, Israel's success is dependent on obedience, not an education from a university. Right. Not your degrees. Yah he wants to be a part of everything that we do. Yeshua says it this way: let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and do what? Glorify your Father. So our success was based on the obedience of Yah's words. I will set you above all the nations. You will lend and now will have to borrow. I make you the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. All these blessings. He said these blessings overtake you. Overtake you. But Daniel said the curse has come upon us. Look what verse 15 says. But it shall come to pass. It's like M&M's. You take this envelope or this one. It's up to you. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of Jehovah thy Elohim to observe to do all his commandments and the statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And he's talking about some curses that ain't even written in the book will come upon us. So we see, if you go through it, you'll see, he say, a stranger was set up in your neighborhood. All these things here. They will take your wife. Verse 37 say, thou shalt become a astonished and a byword among all people, when Jehovah has led thee. Verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Thou shalt go down. All these curses. And we think that if I just get a education, I'll come up. Nah. You can prosper with the ways of this world, but the curse is still on you. Right. And you're like, why Judah got all this money and still ain't happy? Because the curse is still on. It had to be a curse when Judah is making everybody wealthy but won't help his own people. That's a curse. That's a curse. That is a curse. So if breaking the Torah caused slavery, caused us to go into captivity, then obedience will bring us out. Right. And to prove that it will, why do the enemy fight against us obeying the Torah? Why? When it was that got us in bondage, it was that got us in a captivity. And we see brothers on TV or YouTube coming against us. They are defending Christianity, which has nothing to do with us. We was never given that. We was given this right here, the Torah. We are a nation, a chosen generation. Watch this here. Israel, watch this. Let's go to Exodus. Israel must understand that we are different. The nation of Israel is different. This book set us apart. Yeah. Who else want to say, who has a Torah like this? Who else feasts like this here? Nobody. There's nobody like the nation of Israel. Amen. Watch this here. Chapter 3. I'm going to pick it up at verse 9. Our fathers are in bondage, now they're crying. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me. And I have also seen the oppression wherein the Egyptians oppressed them. You don't think y'all aware to what things going around here? But he's saying, listen, marching don't help us. It's Teshuvah. I believe with everything inside of me, even to this very hour right now, Marcel, y'all, the enemy has studied this book, got scholars looking at the book, so that they can counteract what y'all is doing. Right. And you wonder why they always a step ahead of Yehuda. Yeah. They have studied this book while we was in captivity. Yeah. And they know there's built in Judah the praise. Just built into us. Yeah. We'll pat our feet in the moment. I mean, it's incredible. And so they have used that's in us to control us, right, to manipulate us. Yeah. Am I right? Right? And that's why I said it is a shame. You ought to see what the other seed think about us. They say that February is Black History Month, right? Right? And so they give us a 1 day at the rodeo. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you what I think about you. I ain't giving you Gladys Knight. I ain't giving no old school. I'm going to show you what we think about y'all because we control everything. I'm going to give you Cardi B.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm going to give you Cardi B. So you know what I'm saying? If this is truly Black History Month, which ain't no such thing, but if it's going to be a day that represents us, shouldn't there be some good, wholesome quality out there that somebody can sing? The girl came off a pole.
Yeah.
That don't represent us.
Nope.
We ought to be outraged of that. And she broke the record. She broke the record. I'm saying we ought to be outraged. Can you imagine if Sharp and all our supposed leaders would have called the rodeo and said, no, she can't represent us. See, because we don't know who we are yet, we let people represent us that don't represent us. Now, be honest, do she represent us?
No.
We should have been. Now, let's make a covenant. Next year, let them do some crap like that. I said it. Let's call it. It don't take those many people. We just keep calling it. Hey, we spend the whole day that we just blowing that line up. So they can know that we're not going to allow you to put trash out there that doesn't represent us. He knows that we're being oppressed. Our deliverance is not coming from nobody else but Yah. I heard what Pastor Jay said, all these superheroes and all this stuff here. Nah. We already got one. He is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
He is coming back. He is coming back for his people. Now he says in verse 10, come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou may bring forth what that says. My people. Israel is his people. My people. The children of Israel. Yah has chosen Israel to be his people and never apologize for it. Never apologize for it. Have never apologized. But Israel must understand that we have an enemy. Throughout the whole scripture that we are told that we have an enemy. That we have told many times that Esau said the moment daddy died, oh, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Right.
So throughout the text, we have an enemy. And it's almost like the old thing in the cartoon that if you couldn't beat them, join them. So the devil went into church business. Yeah. He went into church business. Training them in these seminaries. Let's check out Israel's enemy for a moment. Let's go to Psalms 83. Because we have to understand that Israel has an enemy. And we have to understand that if we are Israel, I'm not your enemy. Oh, yeah, I ain't get that. If we are Israel and we are kingdom, we know that we cannot be divided because Yeshua said a kingdom divided between itself. Okay. Amen. Psalm 83 verse 1. Look what the text said. Keep not what? Silence. O Elohim. Hold not thou peace and be not still. Oh, Elohim. He said, get up. It's time to act. It's time to act. For lo, who enemies are they? Thy enemies. Notice that, thy enemy. They didn't destroy our temple. They destroyed Yah temple. They took Yah people to captivity. only because of our sin. Nobody can beat Israel. Israel defeated himself. For thy enemy make a turmoil. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right. Turmoil, thank you. A noise. How about that? And they said, and they that hate thee have lifted up thy. That's pride. That's pride. What have they done, Mike? Read it out loud.
They have taken
Oh, you gotta go louder than that.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Notice that. Against thy people. See, y'all, we are thy people. We are thy people. They are doing this to thy people. But then he said, but I got some hidden ones. Go ahead.
They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
Selah. See that word again? They want to cut us off from being a people, a nation. Because why? Israel remind the other nations that Yah is God. So they can't defeat him. So the next thing you can do is to try to defeat his people. Listen, guys, this is the thing against the gods. I tell you, this is the battle, Pastor Jay, between the gods. This is what's going on. That movie that came out maybe last year, the battle against the gods, Egypt movie, whatever. I ain't see it, but like this is what's going on. A battle against the gods. Because if Baal is my God, and if I conquer you, guess what I just conquered? You and your God. And so I take your God, but they couldn't do that to us because we don't have idols.
Right.
Huh? So what they did, they took the altar and everything, they put it in. Remember, Nebuchadnezzar put it in the temple of his God.
Right. Yeah.
And every time he came in, Dagon was like this. Huh? Meaning, even y'all say, I know this might be your temple, but I'm still not sharing it with you.
Right.
Think about that. Yah is, listen, he's flexing his muscles. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee.
Okay, now watch. Notice. Let's look at these words. Look at Karen. What you got for me? What's it? Look at how they're coming. The psalmist is telling us they are coming together. That these people are coming together, are making an alliance. Listen, when the Pharisees and the Sadducees didn't like each other, am I right? They didn't like each other, but to bring Yahudah down, they joined together, didn't they? They didn't even like each other, but to bring Yeshua down, they got together. So that's people that don't even like each other, but to keep us down, they get together. They get together. You have to be something when our people have no favor in no country.
Right.
No country. Why? Because the curse has come upon us. So I'm glad that we know who put the curse upon us is Yah. So he can remove it when he sees fit. You see that, Dama? It's powerful right here. They have come together. You got anything for us?
I have the word for sure.
Uh-huh.
7195.
Uh-huh.
Which is to inspire.
Uh-huh.
Treason.
Conspiracy. Now, watch this here. So they have consulted together with one consent to wipe us out. So now, but the writer does not want us to guess who these people are. Huh? He don't want to leave us guessing who's against us. I want y'all to hear this. Hear me myself? He don't want us to guess who's against us. And I guarantee you, if we take all these names and bring them back today, we'll know who they are. But the writer don't want us to guess who's against us. Who the first person against us? And let's hold it real slow. Who's the first person?
The tabernacles of Edom.
Edom. Who is Edom? Esau. Who is Esau today? Mixed up with, because listen, Esau mixed up with everybody.
Right.
I can show you in Genesis, Esau married whoever.
Right.
So he mixed up in here. He has an Edomite, a Hamite. He didn't care. His seed is in everywhere. And I'm always curious about Esau because Esau grew up in the Torah. So that's why I'm not really impressed about your quoted Torah. I look at the fruit I look at your action because Esau, he can quote it.
Yeah.
You understand? They was raised in the same house.
Yeah.
So he can sit in the tabernacle with you and seem like he's with you, but he's not. And this is one way that you can identify Esau. The scriptures tell us that Esau would live by the sword. He don't mind shedding blood.
Amen.
Think about that. And we know that Herod was an Edomite, connected with Rome. So remember, the writer said they are consulted together. So we have Edom. Go ahead.
And the Ishmaelites.
We know what it is. Kinfolk. All these people, listen, all these people are related.
Right.
That's why that we need to understand, as the song say, the old school song, they smile in their face. But they want to listen, Esau want to take the place. And sooner or later, Esau going to backstab us. I think the brother was trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
Those songs back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, them songs, listen, that dude say money, 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 money. Boom, boom. Huh? Them songs had a revolution to it. They really did. I was pondering this the other day. Somebody could help me find it, but I was pondering. I said, man, what kind of battle cry that Judah had when they went into war? We got to get that battle cry back. We battle for stuff that we don't need. We battle for homes and cars and fashion. We battle for the wrong thing. But we need a battle cry. If we're going to war, we got to have a battle cry. We got to. So Edom is against us, the Ishmaelites against us, and who else?
The Hagarenes.
You got the Moab. See, all these folks are kidding. Go ahead.
Moab and the Hagarenes.
Jabal,
the Ammon, and Amalek.
The first one we had to fight.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have Hopin, the children of Lot Salah.
So we see that the scripture wants us to know these enemies that we have. We have to understand that Israel has an enemy. We're too lax. We are a people. We are a nation. And even now, coming together like we're doing now, we have to fight to keep the Shabbat. We don't cast lots to keep the Shabbat. We don't have to pray about keeping Shabbat. We ought to make every effort to get here because why? 6 days a week, the enemy's out there trying to pull you away. Well, by the time the Shabbat comes, you say, boy, this bed feels good. I don't know about you. I mean, I'm the Saturday morning sleeping good. I'm tired right now, so I can't wait to get back home so I can go take a nap. Am I by myself? I was already, this morning I was already visualizing coming back, taking a nap. I know I ain't by myself. This is powerful. Now, watch this here. I'm going to show you something here. Now, have I convinced you from the scripture that Israel is not like other nations? Okay. Now, watch this here because I'm like, the Shema, I can teach that, but we got to understand why the Shema is necessary. So I'm going to be reading from my book, from Nelson, Bible Facts, excellent book. I like the way that they break it down and deal with the, basically, don't say it, but I see it. They deal with the 4 empires. And I love that. But I want to deal with the pagan religion and culture. Watch how this is going to apply. And I want you to go back with me 3,500 years ago, plus some. Put yourself in this politism world that our fathers grew up in. Many gods. This is what they had to deal with. This is what they had to deal with. I wrote here in the side, I say that Israel is called to be radical different. Everybody around us, with our father Abraham, everybody around us got God. Even Paul dealt with that in his time in Acts chapter 17, when he go into Antioch and he see all these altars of altars of statues, and then he saw an altar with an unnamed God. Even then, man still was trying to find. See, the nation's trying to find their God, but we have it. He has made himself known to our fathers.
Right.
But now we ain't satisfied with that. We want to be like the other nations. Watch this here. So Israel, listen what we have been through so far. And you can't tell me that this stuff has not affected us. And the only thing that's going to wash us up is the word. He's going to wash us by the word. And some of you have to go through more cycles than others. That's okay. It's okay. And notice that the things that we're dealing with now, the Sabbath, the feast, and so many things, you can't get this out of your system in a milky teaching. It ain't strong enough. It's not strong enough. It's take hard teaching to prick with that, to deal with it. Then a Ruach Kodesh begin to wash you up. So Israel has to be radical different in our ethnic, in our appearance, the way that we dress, in our relationships. We have been affected by the Canaanites, the Egyptians, the Hittites, the Greeks, and the Romans, and into the day America. Now watch this here. The only thing going to get us back to be a Kadosh nation, Miss Beatty, is the Torah. I promise you, we had the script. When I came into this truth, not all the truth that I know now, but when I began to see this thing here, you know what I did? I did a spiritual. I got a spiritual trash can and just pulled everything I learned out and started over. Because I already had the foundation was Yeshua. But I still didn't know Yeshua. I just knew Jesus. But I knew enough like, oh, something ain't right. And so because I didn't grow up in religion, it was easy for me to get rid of that stuff. You see? And so if you find yourself, I'm telling you, that's the easy way to grow, man. Just pour out all that stuff and start over. This book here, the Torah, is the book given to us. That is the Constitution. That book will keep us. That's the only book in the world that Yah said if you obey it, you'll be great in any nation. No other book. He didn't say that about the Quran. Moses, this is what Moses said. What people have heard the voice of Yah, such as you, and live it? That's what the psalmist says in Psalm 42. Oh, my soul thirsts for the living God.
Amen.
He understood that. Watch this here. Pagan religions and culture. The Israelites of the Old Testament, of the older letters, time, came into contact with the Canaanite, the Egyptian, and the Babylonians, and other people who worship false gods. Say, what you mean, Pastor? Well, if our God is a true God, yours have to be false. As I used to talk to the Muslim lady at Walmart, and so we going back and forth, we sharing with each other. I really don't like to talk to people white because I don't want to offend nobody white. You know, I ain't got time for that. I don't fight no more, but I would defend myself. And I said, so as we talk, and so I would never try to be on the defense, so she'll share this, she'll share this. I said, well, it's kind of funny because the Bible or the Torah said this here, and you said the Quran said this here. She said, yeah. I said, now, you know, both of us can't be right. That's how I dealt with it every time. And after a while, she just started coming. I said, yeah, both of us can't be right. See, you have to know because, listen, either 2 + 2 is 4 or it's not. How can mathematics be the same all over the world but yet God is different all over the world. If mathematics is true, that allows us to build bridges and houses, then what's going to cause us to build a spiritual life?
Amen.
If God is flexible, just say, I don't know, one week I got Bell, and another week I got this star, like that's confusing.
God doesn't adjust to our
The universe has showed us that He is an Elohim of order and structure. Elohim has warned His people, that's Israel, to not imitate the pagan neighbors. Am I right?
Right.
Now remember, Israel is chosen to be a nation. Israel is put on a divine high to be like no other nation. Why? Because I got my son coming through it. The Mushiach's coming through there. So the blood cannot be taken. So Israel really has a divine calling. And we don't have no choice about it. Because why? Our fathers already said all that y'all said we would do. See, our fathers has already signed the contract without even reading the whole thing. Yes, they did. Yet the Israelites disobeyed Him. We talked about that. They slipped into paganism again and again. That's what the book of Judges is about. It's one of the saddest incident in our family, our nation history. It's the book on apostate. Oh, it's so sad. One event was so sad in chapter 19, how we fell so down, so just perverted in the nation, that one time that a man came and knocked at the door, and they wanted the man's in the house, and then the Benjamite gave him and his servant the maid, and they knew her all night, raped her all night. And then in the morning, this Benjamite gets up in the morning, and his handmaid is at the door, at the threshold. You know what this Benjamite did? He opened the door and said, "Get up!" Had no compassion. That's what apostate do to a people. You lose your compassion. And this joker took the woman and cut her up in 12 pieces and sent her out through all of Israel. And then said, "Now speak your mind." This is incredible. This is what apostate do. Incredible. The book of Judges is just pathetic because they would not obey. So watch this here. So by studying the pagan cultures, we learn how man attempt to answer the ultimate question of life before he found the light of Elohim truth. Also, we come to understand the world in which Israel lived, a world from which she was called to be radical, different. That's a challenge there. He goes on to say, before beginning such a study, we should note some caution. First, we need to remember that we stand at least 2 millennia from the pagan culture we are about to describe. So we need to take caution drawing this conclusion. He goes on to say, second, we should realize that we live in a prolific or a culture. I don't know if I pronounce the word right. I don't. I can see.
Oh, pluralistic.
Said it a little.
Pluralistic.
Okay. That's my English. Society in which every person is free to believe or disbelieve as he chooses. But ancient people felt that, watch this here. But ancient people felt that some sort of religion was necessary. Now I begin to deal with this. I'm saying this thing is so deep, man. This is incredible. And a person which was an agnostic or a free thinker would have had a hard time living among the Egyptian, the Hittites, or even the Greeks or the Romans, meaning a person who didn't believe in a deity. That's strange. When people say that I'm an atheist, they have no idea what they're talking about. Because biblical atheist is one who only believed in one God. We just running our mouth. We don't know what we're talking about. Israel was different. They was looked down on it because they was different. It was like, that's all you got is just one God? Who gonna fight for you? So to go into Egypt and Pharaoh said, who is Jehovah that I may know him? It's not that he never heard of him. Like, I don't have no experience with him. So he didn't have an intimate relationship with Jehovah, but Jehovah made sure that after these 10 plagues, oh, he knew me. So as we begin and look at the religion was everywhere. It was the heart of the ancient society. A person, watch this, a person worshiped the deity of his own town, city, or civilization. If he moved to a new home or traveled through a foreign land, he was duty bound to show respect to the deity there. Once you understand that, you'll see why in the book of Daniel, why they say, listen, y'all in Babylon. We do what we do in Babylon. You got to show some respect. And so now, if you understand that, you can see why somebody said, why y'all kneeling? Y'all got to show some respect. Same thing. Because we say in God we trust. But they never told us what God. You see what I'm talking about? Right. All I'm saying, in God we trust. Bring, what is his name? Ask somebody next time. Give them a text. They say, well, on the back of this money, in God we trust. Ask them, what God we talking about? Please, somebody answer that. Because Moses said the same thing. What God? What's your name? I want to know. How can I bring homage to this deity that I don't know who we talk about? And the fuzz, I know I can give you an idea what God we talking about just based on the pyramid. Right. Because that don't look like a temple to me. No. That don't look like our temple. So they putting it right in the front of us. They know what God this country was built on, Freemason. Easy. It's all around us. Now, watch this here. This is for Israel. A few more verses, because I don't want to rush through this here. But listen, what I'm trying to do is like the Shema is not going to make any sense till we realize that we have been set apart above all people to make Yah known to the nation. Name of people that have been called to be a kingdom of priests. It's none. It's none. Notice the story that when the family came and Joseph bought up all the land, the people sold up all their property. Notice that who land that Joseph didn't buy? The priests. Because why? The Egyptian priest was the one that made the connected to the gods. Huh? Right, taking care of Pharaoh. And notice that in the Tanakh, everybody had an inheritance except the priest. Why? Because Yah is going to take care of the priest through the people. Because the priests were the ones that intercede for the people. The same thing. So when people say that we copied the Egyptian, they're not. They're not. At one time, all men knew that. But when they spread it away from the Tower of Babel, they took a little of this, a little of that, a little of this. That's why it looked like they're like, well, no, we ain't steal nothing. We ain't steal nothing. That's why everybody has a story of the flood, but it might be a little different. Why? They spread it. Come on. They don't take a genius to figure that out. And the enemy knew about the virgin birth from Genesis 3:15. And so that's why he created the counterfeit virgin birth as Ishtar, Horus, and who else? Huh? Yes. So he created the virgin birth. Yeah, to pervert everything. If y'all can remember this here, whatever the Torah says, what Yah is going to do, the enemy is going to do the opposite. That's all he did. So if Yeshua has a kingdom, the enemy has a kingdom. If he has priests, the enemy has priests. He cannot create nothing. He's not a creator. He just imitates. That's all he can do. And so Paul says it this way. Listen, don't be marvelous that Satan do miracles. Huh? He's an angel of light. Yeshua comes in the light. Paul says all he does is imitate. So that's why we got to be careful. The writer tells us, Isaiah 8:20 said that, listen, if he comes with this book and he has no light in him, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Now, let's go to deal with this subject here because we got more. But I'm close. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10. Now that we understand that, because I want to be able to break some words down here that is dealing with us. So I lost my paper before, but I'm going to go home and read it again and write it on that, and we're going to work this thing so that we can see this stuff around us. We ought to be a kadosh nation. We are body. So that means that we are connected. If you can't grow with us, please go find another body that you can grow with. Very important. Now, when we look at Jeremiah, right? You familiar with the verse now? Just based on all that we just heard about the nation. Now we know that Jeremiah is speaking to the kingdom, speaking to the southern kingdom, warning them. This is what he says. Hear you, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which Jehovah spoke unto you, O house of Israel, the northern kingdom. Thus says Jehovah, Lama. That word learn this word here, learn, is Lama, means to get yoked up. So basically he can say, yoke up not. Huh? Thus says Jehovah, yoke not the ways of the nations. So notice what he's telling them. Why? Because we are a nation. We are a different nation. So he said, do not learn the ways. Or this word here, way is halakha, means to walk. Don't walk in the ways of the nation. That's why I can tell what commandments you're keeping by your lifestyle. Of the nation, or the Gentiles, or the people, and we're going to be translated like that. And be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven, for the nation or the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3, for the custom of the people are vain. For cutting, listen, this is the nations. It ought to be no struggle with us. We say, well, I don't see that in the scripture. That's not in our constitution. So that is no problem. I don't know why Israel, the real Israel, once they see this, they say, oh man, this ain't no problem. The real Israelites will come forth. That's all I say. Will the real Israelites come forth? But we know who's holding them back. For the custom of the people are vain, for the cutting of the tree from the forest, the work of the hand, the workman with the ox. So we read this before. So we see the custom of the nation. Now watch this verse here. Because in the last days, the nations are going to realize this. They are. The nations. We are nations, and the other nations, they're going to realize this here. Watch this here. Jeremiah chapter 16. Look what verse 19 says. 16:19. Oh, yeah. My strength and my fortune and my refuge in the day of affliction. Notice when they're going to come to the truth. In the day of affliction, in the day of persecution, the nations, the Gentiles shall come, well, unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say what? Surely our fathers have inherited vanity lies. And things, well, there's no profit. They're going to realize this stuff in the last days. Verse 20, shall a man make gods unto himself, and there are no gods? Verse 21, therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to yada, to know. I will cause them to know my power and my might, and they shall know that my character, my name is Jehovah. Selah. The nations are going to come and realize this here. So let us realize this today, Israel, who we are. We have been called to set above all people, though we down right now. But if the curse has come upon us, and we know who brought the curse upon us, it's not a hoodoo or voodoo. It's just a curse. He can remove it by us obedience. Daniel tells us because we have forsaken him. So we're turning back. We do our best. We don't care what people say. Well, but no, we're going to obey what we know. If you read something in the scripture and you tell them, no, you obey that. I never saw that. You obey that. Because the other Israelites don't want to obey because they love the influence in Christianity. Let us speak against it. He get the last word. He get the last word. You not my daddy. You didn't bore me. You see? Right. So let's walk in the light while we have the light, as Yeshua said. And we know the light is the Torah. Any question? Was that good?
Yes, sir.
I want us to come. I'm only, if you're going to praise the word, praise the word. Amen. Thank God for his word.